Have you ever wondered why petrol pumps across India are suddenly selling fuel mixed with ethanol? The government calls it the future of clean energy. Farmers are told it'll increase their income. Oil companies say it'll reduce India's dependence on imported crude. But what if this green revolution has a side that almost nobody is talking about? Because behind every liter of ethanol lies a story involving science, politics, water, engines, and billions of dollars. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why experts remain deeply divided over India's ethanol mission. Let's begin. India imports nearly 85% of its crude oil, making the country extremely vulnerable to global oil prices. Every spike in international markets directly affects India's economy. So the government introduced a simple idea: mix ethanol with petrol. Today, India is rapidly moving toward 20% ethanol blending, commonly known as E20 fuel. On paper, it sounds brilliant. Less imported oil, lower carbon emissions, better income for farmers. Everyone wins. Or do they? First, let's understand what ethanol actually is. Ethanol is a type of alcohol produced mainly by fermenting sugar-rich crops like sugarcane, corn, and sometimes damaged food grains. Unlike petrol, ethanol contains oxygen within its chemical structure. That oxygen helps fuel burn more completely, reducing pollutants like carbon monoxide. Sounds perfect, right? Not quite. Here's where science changes the story. Ethanol contains about 30% less energy per liter than petrol. That means your engine needs to burn more fuel to produce the same amount of power. In simple terms, higher ethanol blends often reduce mileage. Even if fuel prices stay the same, you may end up visiting petrol pumps more frequently. But mileage isn't the only concern. Ethanol is hygroscopic. That's a scientific term meaning it naturally absorbs moisture from the surrounding air. Why does that matter? Because water inside a fuel system is bad news. Over time, moisture can contribute to corrosion in metal components, especially in vehicles that weren't originally designed for higher ethanol blends. In extreme situations, water contamination can also affect combustion quality and engine performance. Modern flex fuel vehicles are specifically engineered to handle these challenges. Older vehicles? Not always. And that's why automobile manufacturers have spent years redesigning engines, seals, injectors, and fuel lines before supporting higher ethanol blends. But the science doesn't stop inside the engine. Let's step outside, to the farms. Most of India's ethanol comes from sugarcane, and sugarcane has one enormous problem. It is one of the most water-intensive crops grown in the country. Producing a single kilogram of sugar can require thousands of liters of water, depending on farming conditions. Now, imagine millions of tons being cultivated to produce fuel instead of food. Critics argue this increases pressure on already water-stressed regions. Supporters disagree. They say modern ethanol production increasingly uses damaged grains, surplus crops, and agricultural waste, reducing dependence on sugarcane over time. So who's right? The answer isn't black and white. It depends on what feedstock is being used, where it's grown, and how efficiently resources are managed. Then comes the economics. Every liter of ethanol purchased by oil marketing companies is backed by government policy, pricing mechanisms, and long-term energy strategy. Supporters believe these investments strengthen India's energy security, reduce foreign exchange spent on crude imports, and create new rural income opportunities. Critics argue that subsidies and procurement policies may shift market incentives, influence crop choices, and create hidden costs that consumers don't immediately see. Both sides present valid arguments, and that's exactly why the debate continues. Countries like Brazil have successfully used ethanol for decades because their vehicles, infrastructure, and agricultural systems evolved around it. India, however, is attempting something far more complex, adapting one of the world's largest vehicle fleets while balancing food security, water resources, environmental goals, and economic growth. So, is ethanol really the fuel of the future? Or is it simply one piece of a much bigger energy puzzle? The truth is, ethanol isn't a miracle solution, but it isn't a scam either. It's a trade-off. Less dependence on imported oil, in exchange for engineering challenges, agricultural demands, and difficult policy decisions. As India races toward its clean energy goals, the real question isn't whether ethanol is good or bad. It's whether the country can balance science, economics, and sustainability at the same time. Because the future of fuel won't be decided by one technology alone. It will be decided by the choices we make today.